The cameras flashed. The crowd froze. And just like that, Hollywood had a new obsession. Klay Thompson cheated with HR. Lexie Brown breaks her silence.
Oh, it was a total internet meltdown.
Welcome to Starscope Report.
Yeah.
Join Jordan and Jamie as they uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals. From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
And today's story is an absolute roller coaster.
Seriously, we are diving into the incredibly explosive, highly publicized breakup between rapper Megan Thee Stallion and NBA star Klay Thompson.
Right.
And we're not just looking at the breakup, we're looking at how the internet's reaction totally spiraled out of control and dragged a completely unrelated WNBA player, Lexie Brown, right into the crossfire.
Which is just wild. We've got a lot of ground to cover for you today. We're pulling from entertainment timelines from L'Officiel, sports media reports from Fadeaway World, CP24 coverage, and, of course, the direct statements from the athletes themselves.
Yeah. Plus, we're looking at Lexie Brown's own podcasts, Full Circle.
Yeah.
Our mission for this deep dive is really to unpack this timeline, figure out why the public's reaction was so fierce, and, explore how modern internet sleuthing can just unjustly destroy innocent bystanders.
Exactly. And honestly, to understand the severity of this crash, we have to look at how high the pedestal was built in the first place.
Right, because before we get into the fallout, and wait till you hear what came next with the fan reactions later in the episode, we have to look at the start.
Yeah, the timeline is just whiplash-inducing.
It really is. I mean, I'm looking at this timeline from L'Officiel, and it goes from 0 to 100 so fast. July 12th, 2025, we get the soft launch.
Ah, the classic soft launch.
Right. Just a quick blink and you miss it Instagram kiss.
Which, in the modern celebrity playbook is basically a weather balloon. You float a tiny piece of information out there to measure the public's reaction.
Right, checking the vibe.
Exactly. And if the reaction is positive, you proceed.
Well, the reaction must have been incredible because literally 4 days later, July 16th, they do the hard launch.
Wow, that is fast.
Yeah, they step out together at the Pete and Thomas Foundation Gala in New York City. And Megan gives this quote to Page 6 that it feels incredibly loaded in hindsight.
Oh, the nice guy quote.
Yes. She says, I have never dated somebody so kind. This is my first relationship where I've ever been with somebody who's genuinely a nice person, and he makes me genuinely happy.
See, that is not just a passing comment.
No.
In terms of public relations, that is a massive, definitive statement. She is setting a very specific expectation. She's casting Klay Thompson in the role of the ultimate protector, the nice guy.
Which her fans desperately wanted for her.
Exactly. For a fan base that is deeply invested in her well-being, that label carries so much weight.
And they absolutely leaned into it. I mean, by November 2025, Megan is cooking Thanksgiving dinner for Klay's family.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And Klay takes it a step further. He literally names his boat the SS Stallion.
Okay, that's actually pretty cute.
Right. It's aggressively sweet. And then in February 2026, Megan throws him this massive 36th birthday party, dubs it Klay Day, and books a private performance by Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Which is his favorite group. So they're actively, co-creating this highly supportive power couple narrative.
Right. And Klay played his part perfectly, too. Remember the incident with podcaster Jason Williams in November?
Well, when he blamed Megan for Klay's performance.
Yes. Williams publicly suggested that Klay's poor on-court performance for the Mavericks was a direct result of the relationship, which is, such a tired, misogynistic trope in sports media.
It really is. Blaming the high-profile girlfriend for the athlete's slump. It happens all the time. But Klay didn't just ignore it. He went on the offensive.
He called the comments disgusting and disturbing.
Right. He stepped right into that protector role Megan outlined at the gala. He looked totally bulletproof.
He did. But then, total whiplash. April 25th, 2026, less than a year after that soft launch, Megan drops an Instagram post that just shatters the whole facade.
And she did not hold back.
Not at all. The post literally begins with the word cheating. She claims she held him down through, quote, horrible mood swings during his season, only for him to get cold feet and question monogamy.
Wow.
Yeah, and she told Billboard later that trust, fidelity, and respect are non-negotiable for her.
So, given that explicit statement, what does this rapid unraveling tell us about celebrity relationships?
Well, it highlights a critical tension. These relationships are inherently performative. The public sees the SS Stallion and the private concerts.
Highlight reel.
Exactly. But behind the scenes, you're navigating two massive egos, grueling travel schedules for an NBA season, and a global music career, all under intense public scrutiny.
It's a pressure cooker.
It really is. But what's fascinating here is Meghan's swift, decisive public exit. She took control of the narrative immediately.
She didn't wait for TMZ to leak it?
Nope. She demonstrated a zero-tolerance policy for disrespect. Think about the power dynamic. She stripped Klay of the opportunity to spin the story. He couldn't hire a crisis PR firm or leak a gentle mutual parting of ways statement.
Right, she just laid out the facts and exited the stage.
Exactly.
But that decisive exit lit a match in a room full of gasoline. Because once Meghan laid out her side, the internet mobilized into an absolute digital mob.
Yeah, and if you're loving these Hollywood twists, make sure you're subscribed, because we got even crazier stories ahead.
Definitely hit subscribe, because the fallout from this is intense. According to the CP24 coverage, within an hour of her post, fans were flooding social media with pure fury.
It was visceral.
Yeah, they weren't just calling him names, they were making compilations of his worst basketball moments. And it took a really dark turn. One viral video featured a fan trying to figure out ways to, and I quote, fry Klay Thompson's ACL like a chicken gizzard.
I mean, that is just wow. For anyone who doesn't follow sports, the ACL is the crucial stabilizer in the knee. Tearing it is a devastating, sometimes career-ending injury.
So fans are actively wishing for the permanent destruction of his physical health and livelihood.
Which is insanely aggressive.
Right. But to understand the root of this malice, we really have to look at Meghan's past trauma, right?
Yes, the context is vital. Early in her career, she lost both her mother and grandmother in the exact same month.
Which is unimaginable.
Right as she was skyrocketing to fame. And then there was a horrific 2020 incident where she was shot in the feet by Tory Lanez.
Right, and that trial sparked a massive, very painful conversation about the disregard for Black women's safety.
Plus, she had protracted legal battles to free herself from an exploitative record label, and she dealt with highly publicized infidelity from her ex, Partisan Fontaine.
She's been through so much.
She has, and she's been so vulnerable about it. Think about her song, Cobra, where she raps, "Every night I cried, I almost died."
So fans viewed Klay as an answer to her troubles, as CP24 put it, and the breakup shattered that illusion. Like Chicago's Sky star Dejanay Carrington tweeted, "This why new celebrities will ever be my relationship goals."
That tweet perfectly encapsulates the moment a parasocial fantasy collapses.
It really does. But I have to ask, like, fans feel they're protecting Meghan by attacking Klay online, right? Threatening his knees and everything. But does this kind of digital mob justice actually support her? Or does it just create a toxic circus that she now has to navigate on top of a heartbreak?
Honestly, it's the latter. This mob behavior is rarely about supporting the celebrity. It's a mechanism for fans to process their own parasocial grief.
Wow, parasocial grief.
Yeah. Because Meghan shared her trauma so openly, fans feel they know her pain. They adopted this hyper-protective stance. So when Klay fails, it's not just a messy human breakup. It feels like a communal betrayal.
They feel personally wronged.
Exactly. The execution online isn't a supportive embrace for Meghan. It's meant to soothe the fandom's own disappointment, and it absolutely just adds to the circus she has to survive.
And that execution needs a target. Which brings us to the collateral damage. Because this intense desire to find a villain led directly to reckless internet sleuthing that dragged an innocent WNBA player into the drama.
Lexie Brown.
Lexie Brown. And later in the episode, we'll talk about the shocking twist nobody saw coming with this rumor.
It's honestly a case study in how quickly misinformation can ruin a reputation.
Let's lay out the facts. Lexie Brown is a 31-year-old professional basketball player for the Seattle Storm. According to Fadeaway World, almost immediately after Meghan's post, a rumor popped up on X from a user named it RUDVME2.
Right.
This user flat out claimed Klay cheated with Lexie Brown. And the evidence. I was astounded by this.
Oh, the evidence is practically
It
non-existent?
was based entirely on a social media account called an NBA Follow Tracker. This account claimed Klay followed Lexie on a Wednesday and unfollowed her on Saturday. That's it.
Let's unpack what an NBA follow tracker actually is, because it sounds official, right?
Right, like some investigative unit.
Yeah, but in reality, it's just an automated script. It's a bot that scrapes Instagram's API to log every time an athlete clicks follow or unfollow. It strips away all human context.
So it doesn't account for, like, a misclick.
Nope. A slip of the thumb, an algorithm suggestion, a professional courtesy. None of it. It just logs a data point.
And the internet took that single context-free data point and built a massive scandal around it. If a single social media follow is all it takes to trigger a viral scandal, how can female athletes like Lexie protect themselves from the weaponization of gossip?
It's incredibly difficult, but Lexie's response was a masterclass in crisis communication.
Yeah, on April 26th, she posted on her Instagram stories and just categorically shut it down. She said, "None of it is true, and I have no involvement."
Which was perfect. She was direct, didn't over-explain, didn't get defensive, and immediately pivoted back to her professional focus.
Because she has real things going on. She co-hosts the Full Circle podcast, and she's prepping for the Seattle Storm season opener on May 8th.
Right.
She's looking to bounce back from a 2025 season where she averaged 2.1 points per game. She's grinded in training camp. The last thing she needs is a fabricated tabloid scandal.
Exactly, and the broader implication here is just bleak. In the economy of internet outrage, truth is completely secondary to engagement.
So true.
Random social media accounts can manufacture a narrative out of thin air, forcing professional women to take time out of their actual careers to defend themselves against absolute fiction.
It's terrifying. Which brings us back to you, the listener. Because while celebrity drama can feel like a spectator sport, there are real human beings involved. Lexie Brown is just trying to do her job. Megan is navigating a painful betrayal. We really need to consume social media gossip with a heavy dose of skepticism.
Especially when the proof is just a digital footprint from a bot.
Right. Stay tuned and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next. Because, I mean, if simply following or unfollowing someone on Instagram can be spun into a career-threatening scandal, are we approaching a future where public figures just hide all their digital interactions?
I think we might be. We might be witnessing the end of the relatable celebrity online. It's just too dangerous for them to engage naturally anymore.
That is a wild thought to leave off on. You've been listening to Starscope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.